Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real to Real 360. K-Wise.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real to Real 360 show. Let's get it in.
We do the knowledge and wisdom so you can understand. Real to Real 360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to born. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Peace to the God.
Peace, God. How you?
Maintaining. Peace, everyone. Welcome to the Real to Real 360 show. I am your co-host, your DJ, K-Wise Allah, a.k.a. Kato, the Black Superhero, along with the superstar himself, my co-host, my brother in God, Mr. Joshua Allah, a.k.a. Mr. PhD himself. And without further ado, we got a dynamic show for you. So I'm going to just hand the mic over to my brother and let him do what he do.
Peace, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a long and prosperous week, but it's been an anticipation of today. We've been leading up to everything for today. I've got emails. I got inboxes. I've been in this man inbox for about a month, 2 months myself. You know what I'm saying? This is no joke. Like, to sit here and say that it's an honor and a privilege to have this gentleman on. I've been following him from a lot of his skits that he does on social media. I've been watching the Bros. What else can I say? His music. I want everybody to clap their hands and get ready for Mr. Barry Brewer Jr. in the building right now. Y'all thought we was faking? He's in the building. K, bring the man in the building.
What's up, man?
He's here.
What's going on, brother? How you been, man?
Man, thank you for that amazing intro, man. I've been well, man. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me. How are you all doing, man?
We're doing great, bro. We're doing great. I see the night, I think, was the season beginning of the season for the TV show Bros. How did that kick off for you tonight?
Man, it's well, man. It's been a journey, man. Just always got a lot. I'm at my mom's house, so forgive my background. I've been moving and running around. So but man, it's going well.
I wanna start off by saying thank you, because like I said, I initially reached out, you know what I'm saying, to you. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times people don't reach back. You know what I'm saying? They don't reach back. And I was shocked, to be honest. You know what I mean? I was shocked. I was like, man, the brother, he's a real dude. You know what I mean?
Bro.
And then when I started doing the history, I'm like, he from the south side of Chicago.
All day.
You know what I'm saying? He from the south side. So,
Yes,
you know, we know south side is real. You know what I'm saying? I got family on south and the west side. You know what I'm saying? Big up Chi-Town.
All
you know
day.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
All day. But I want to
family
start off by asking you, how did you get into comedy?
Comedy was something I was always attracted to, man. Somebody told me to perform at this church function. They thought I was funny and told me to perform at this church function, and I was nervous, and I did it, and I got a standing ovation my first time. And at that point, man, I knew this is what I wanted to do.
Man, that's crazy. So there's like I got like a bunch of questions in my head right now, but I want to know, like, when did you leave Chicago, and why was LA the place for you to go to?
Definitely. When I started doing stand-up, man, I always Martin was a fan. I was a fan of Martin when I was younger. I didn't know I would do stand-up or act or any of that. So when I saw I had the gift to make people laugh and to be a stand-up, my first mindset was, oh, Martin, right? And everything Martin did, which was television, movies, so forth. So I was looking at his story. I looked at Jamie Foxx's story, Chris Tucker's story. It's two options, New York or LA. LA is where films are made. I'm a big movie buff. I love movies. And so I thought LA was the place where movies is made. So I moved to LA. That's why I moved there, to be in feature films and big blockbuster films. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was a teenager. It was like in '04. I moved to LA. I had just been doing stand up for 2 years at the time, and moved to LA to continue on, pursuing my dream.
Wow. Wow. That's some great news. So I see that you've been on a couple of like stand-ups. You did a couple of little stand-up shows with let me see, can I get it right? Because like I said, I'm so excited about this right here, and I don't want to mess up your journey. But I know that you was on with Lil Rel, and you was with you started out with Tiffany Haddish.
Yes, sir.
And so with that, it's like, how was that journey?
Man, it's been a journey, man. Me and Lil Rel used to hit the clubs in Chicago all the time. When I moved to LA, I was hitting the clubs with Tiffany. We all got blessed, and us and a boatload of other amazing comedians that's doing well. Got on a show in 2006 called Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity for all of us. And so it's been a journey, man, and it's a blessing to see all of the people you kind of in your class, those my classmates, I call them, doing well, and it's just a blessing, man, because it's a journey, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And I think that along that journey, it's a blessing to see how, if you stay with it, what can come of it, and when you see other people succeeding, I think some people can take it two ways. You can take it as discouraging, or you can take it as encouragement.
Well, I noticed that you do a lot of work with Big Ja, Minx, Sadi. How is that creative collaboration come together?
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, we can see.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's just not showing me. Okay. So me and Big Ja met in 2012, like 2012 doing stand-up. Big Ja is a stand-up. Most people don't know. So we met at the comedy club. When we meet there, we kind of connected, man. I knew he was doing Jade. Big Ja, his real name is Jade. Went to school for, he was on a scholarship for football. He graduated, and he also minored in film and television. So he's really, really knowledgeable of television and film, and he's really, really, really good. And I had wrote a movie. And I said, hey, bro, can you direct my movie? Let's collab. Let's work together like Keenan and Robert Townsend. This is early on. So we did the movie called The Perfect Plan that the late Tommy Ford was in.
Okay.
So that was, and I met Tommy Ford on Who's Got Jokes, and ran into him at a restaurant, asked him to do this part for me in my short film, and he obliged. And it was just such a blessing and such an honor to have him on a project that I produced and wrote. So anyway, since then I've been doing Ja. So years color line, entertainment, social media start cracking. You got to build your social media, man. And I just, as a stand-up comedian, I think I had a different opportunity than most as it relates to being funny online. And I wanted to collaborate with people that I felt was funny, that I personally felt was funny, and not that, represented me as a stand-up, because I already was established as a stand-up.
Right.
And I told Josh, hey, bro, I see you doing your thing, man. Let me know if you need me. I would love to collab. He's like, oh, for sure. And he thought of an idea they thought I would be great for. And we started collaborating on that. We did one before that one, that the whole crew stupid. Then we did the whole crew stupid and went crazy.
Yeah, that the whole crew stupid is the funniest joint I've seen online. Not mouseses, not miceses, not houses. It's, you know what I mean? That was crazy. That's crazy, you know what I mean? And with the content, how do y'all come up with the content? Like, to keep
most of those, I mean, I have my own sketches. That particular sketch came from Ja. Big Ja. Big Ja had an experience he talks about a long time ago when he was in college, and not a long time ago, but when he was in college, and he brings them to life. But I have my own sketches and different sketches we did, but that particular sketch was out of his brain. And when him and I get in a thing, me and him kind of like vibe off each other. So we improv a lot between him and I. He kind of give me a premise, and we just kind of vibe from there, him and I. And so that's kind of how that came to life.
Hey Barry,
Yes, sir.
appreciate you coming. My question is for you: how strongly is the difference with comedian, stand-up comedian, and acting? How much of it to you is different, and how much of it is similar to where it made it easier for you to transition?
It's a great question. I don't think it's easier for everybody to transition. I think because I was more theatrical and more animated on stage as it relates to acting, it was easier for me to try to kind of go from stand up to acting because I kind of act on stage as a stand up. I'm real like theatrical. I perform. I go into character. So some of that is acting to some degree. I don't just stand there and tell jokes and talk. So I think that was helpful for me to transition. So what's different about it, I mean, off the back is just the live reaction, right? You know when something's funny right then and there as a stand-up. Like if it ain't funny, they ain't laughing. You know,
Right.
you don't really know that when you're creating. Like we were shooting the second whole career stupid, and we all didn't really think it was gonna go crazy. We thought like, okay, this is redundant at this point. And lo and behold, people was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And so it just shows you really don't know what's funny or what's not funny until people respond to it and say, oh, we love this, you know, and then you kind of see it because it's so close to you, you know what I mean? But if I had to say, I would always say, and I always say this, is funny you asked me, that's a great question. Stand up transitioning into acting, I think is easier than actors transitioning into stand up.
Wow.
You know, it does matter the type of stand-up you are, but I just think it's an easier transition to some degree. You see a lot of stand-ups got in their own show that wasn't necessarily amazing actors, like a Tim Allen who did Home Improvement, or, right? Or Jerry Seinfeld, right? Who's a stand-up comedian. He wasn't much of an actor. You didn't see him Ray Romano, right? You see all of these comedians that's gotten shows, Roseanne. You know, these are stand-ups. So you see how they transition. I don't think that it's as easy for Will Smith, who had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to transfer and try to do stand-up. It's not the same, and he wouldn't. It's like a muscle you have to work. You know what I mean? Like you really got to get in the trenches. And I think that in this new day and age, you're seeing that with Instagram or social media comedians who has such a great following, they start going on tour doing stand-up. And when you get to go to the live show, some of them that have not, because some of them do put the work in, but some of them that have not put the work in, it shows in their performances, you know, respectfully. So it's just like anything else, you got to put the work in. You know, sometimes you got the audience, but you don't got the funny yet. So you got to go to the gym and get your funny up.
Right. So how is it that how do you feel about the social, like doing it through the social media part, you know, getting your stand up together, going through social media and building your brand through social media instead of just basically like a lot of the older comedians going through the comedy shops, the comedy stores, the comedy clubs, and building their reputation that way?
It's a great, I don't knock it. I think you got it in this day and time. You have no choice. You know, I think if you want to be successful at the end of the day, it's all about your audience. And so I think you need to do whatever you can to develop your audience. And if social media reaches way more people than a club on this night or this night, then social media it is. You know what I mean? Like,
No question, no question.
and you know, so yeah.
No, go ahead, by all
No.
means.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that with your content, how easy it for you to use your sketch comedy with your stand-up comedy? Do you bounce that back and forth? Because I've watched like Mike Epps, a lot of times he will play the day in the beginning. He played the day on with his comedy show, and then you know what I mean, he'll utilize some of that. So how much of that do you utilize for your stand-up?
I don't use a lot of my stand-up for my sketches because I often am I working on my stand-up. I'm often trying to build a set to do an hour special. I did 1 hour special that's out called Chicago I'm Home, and I'm looking forward to creating another one. And so I don't want to put my material out to the world before I deliver it the way I delivered it. Now, if I put a special out of that material, I'll probably be more inclined to use it in a sketch, but not often. Usually my sketches are just ideas I come up with sometimes, unless it's just a concept of my jokes it's not the same, or it's like a premise or a concept that doesn't really take away from the joke, then I may do that. You know, I did have a joke, a sketch I really personally love that I did called The Delusional Pastor. And he thinks he got this mega church and he don't. He has like 2 people in the audience. I literally laugh at that every time I watch it because it's so stupid. Like, it's the dumbest sketch ever. Like, it makes me laugh, and I you know, and I'm very happy when I can create something to make me like die laughing every time I watch it because it's just that dumb. But that was a joke, right? That's an actual joke that I built of going to this particular church and so forth and so on. But doing that sketch didn't take away from the joke, if you will. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your inspiration.
Thank you.
Let's take it back from asking you this question. When you look at the age of comedy now, it's pretty much similar to what we're talking about. Then back then, where do you see it from where it is now? What do you think would be the next level or dimension of comedy? Whether it be, I mean, because a lot of things now we're doing is streamlining a lot of comedies. Like I said, you know, like the Country Waynes and everybody doing stuff like that. But where else do you think the next plateau for comedy may go to?
Jesus, that's a great question. It's a question I should have thought about because it's probably important for me. Right.
Don't worry, we got jokes like this. We do this, you know,
all day. I think streaming is definitely the way to go. I think you'll see a lot more live streaming comedy shows. You know how you watch live concerts and they're doing the versus things? I think you'll see more live comedy shows, but more on a broadcasting level, more so than you would just go to the club. You know, like, oh, I'm in Memphis, but he's in Miami performing. I can still tune in online. Maybe that, you know, to some degree, because, you know, but it really hurts the touring, right? To go to another city when everybody can tune in from everywhere. So I don't know how.
You just brought up something interesting. Now I'm gonna put you on the spot. Okay, since you mentioned, if you was right now, if you was do a comedy versus, who would you battle?
Oh, I gotta pick
Yeah. I want you to pick your part. Who would you like?
Who you gonna get a smoke to? Who would you get a smoke to?
So well, let me say this. That's a great question. I got an answer, and I'm gonna have an answer for you. This is the thing. I think when I think of verses, they usually are comparative in the body of work that they've done, not about how funny they are. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so that's where I would struggle. I have to look at someone who has the same body of work as I have, and then try to battle them. Like, I guess it would be Little Rail. You know, he got one special out. I got one special out. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. You mean to tell me you're gonna get the Southside kids to battle each other?
He from the Southside kids to battle. He's from the West Side. He's from the West Side.
Oh, he's from. I thought he was from the South Side. Oh, no. so that's competition anyway. That's the South and the West.
From the West Side all day. No, but
all day.
I think he would respect that. I think he would respect that battle. So I would versus Little Real.
Okay, you see the comment. One person says, "Give him Steve White's Gods."
Who is that?
I don't know.
Oh, that's Gary. That's Gary Scott from out there.
No, Steve. But yeah, Lil Rel is hilarious. He's a monster. So it would be an honor to be in anything versus with him.
Big Ja?
First of all,
nah.
I wouldn't verse Big Ja only because Big Ja's not a stand-up. Now you talking about sketches? Okay. No, I wouldn't verse Big Ja. I just wouldn't. I don't. I think his body of work is a lot bigger than mine because he started 2 years earlier. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Right.
real good. I enjoy it. I enjoy his joints.
Thank you. But because you're talking about versus is what you got in the tank. You know what I mean? I'm gonna run out of bullets with him right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you talking about jokes, I wouldn't put him in that conversation because I've been building in that area, and you know what I'm saying. So that's not the far as the collection of content you have. So you got to look. If you talking about stand up, then I'm looking at somebody who he got one special out. He's been doing some stuff. You know what I mean? Like kind of in that realm.
Now, I have a question. Like, we always talk about the kings of comedy, right? And we talk about Steve, and we talk about Sed, and we talk about, you know what I'm saying, may peace be upon them, you know what I'm saying, Bernie Mac and DL. Yeah. Who is, you think, is taking the torch beside, you know what I'm saying, with you and going into the future of Brandon Kings of Comedy?
Oh,
with you.
My generation?
Your generation.
Oh, so that's not Kevin.
No. We ain't talking about Kevin. We're talking about
Kevin, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams.
No. Okay. We're talking about the up and coming. The up and coming. The ones
I gotta include myself.
21st century. 21st century.
Who would you think it would be the kings of comedy of your generation?
I think it's arrogant to put myself there, but I would like to be. I would hope that people think, as I continue to build a body of work, that I would, be one of the people selected or ballot put in the box.
Barry, go on and put yourself in there. Be funny. You funny. Put yourself there.
I believe good. I'm funny.
We on the real.
I'm putting myself in my generation, man. I just saw this dude named what's his name? Chris. See, his name is CP from Detroit. I just saw him. I don't think I've seen too many special people like him. I recently just saw him. I was just like, oh yeah. Chris, is it Chris Powell? Dang, I can't. They call him CP. His full name slipped my mind right now. But he would be one. Because I'm looking for more than just funny. I'm looking for something different.
The stage presence,
that it factor, like uniqueness, like that's what Bernie and Sid and Steve, in my opinion, had. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say CP. I'm gonna say, dang, who would you pick?
Barry Brewer.
You nominated me. Okay, I'm in there. I can't even. It's some people I want to give it to, but I would really want to. It's hard, man.
We got him, John. We got him.
Because there's a lot. It's a lot of funny dudes and funny women in our generation that ain't got the look yet and the opportunity. Like, it's some monsters out there. Like, I ain't lying. Like, it's some monsters that exist in comedy. Like, it's some monsters that exist, and respectfully so. Like, you can go like Chicago alone. You can go in New York alone. Like, you can go in some places. You be like, who is this? Like, you be like I just started comedy. You just started. Like, and they are crushing it. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not one of those comics that be like, oh no. So when you look at Kings of Comedy, I just think that it's some longevity in there, it's some uniqueness in there, some star power in there. It's a whole bunch of things that made them become nominated. Obviously, Spike Lee just said, hey, we're gonna name it this, and that makes y'all this. But they have been in the game forever, Like Bernie Mac, you're not gonna see, you'll see some likeness of him again, but you won't see that again. I do, no offense, but I think D.L. Hughley is probably the one who was just standing there. He's funny and he's had long longevity, but out of the four, I'm like, okay, he's funny, and that he wouldn't have probably made it for me.
Yeah, well, we're on the same page, but that's a whole different conversation.
But I ain't discrediting D.L. Hughley.
He's funny.
He's brilliant.
He's funny, right? and I've been to a few of his shows.
What I'm looking for is a little different than just that as it relates to television film. I'm looking at that. So king of comedy, you know what I mean? Like that's how I was. Yeah.
To me, it's like it would have to be a versus between DL and Eddie Griffin for that last spot.
Eddie Griffin is special.
You know what I mean?
And he didn't get his just due. You know who somebody else that's special that nobody speaks about? Mark Curry.
Yes.
Mark Curry is
unspoken
brilliant.
hero, unspoken comedian.
That boy is a monster. And you know, Earthquake obviously has been around.
I was just going to say Earthquake because I just saw him a couple of months ago.
He's always been a monster though. He's never not been a monster. But Mark Curry, Eddie Griffin, Bruce. Oh my God. I heard Bruce when I was 19 years old. My face was hurting.
That's the way I was when I was in Raleigh, went to Charlie Goodnight's and he just tore the spot down. My whole head was hurting, my mouth was sore from laughing. And a lot of times some comedians need you to be drunk to be a part of their show. Right?
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. But with Bruce, the lady hadn't come with the drinks yet. At about time he was halfway through his set, that's when I got my drinks and my head was hurting. I didn't even need to drink.
That's Bruce, man. Some people, that's what I'm saying. And it's a lot of special. Like I want to create it. I did shoot a show and I want to continue to try to get it on platforms called The Next Generation of stand-up. And it's to allow the audience in the world to see the newcomers and I hosted it and I want it to be like the new Martin of the new Def Jam concept to really open a door, because it's unfortunate that when they do get stand-up shows, they really keep going back in the pot and pulling out the same comics. And all praise and homage to people like Endell and some more and Mike Epps and Chris Tucker and everybody that came and Kat and Tony Roberts, and Earthquake and D-Ray and every comic that's been in that world, that's been the Comic Views, the Ricky Smileys, you get what I'm saying? All of these people have came before us and killed it. But there's a new generation. You know, they don't got no TV credits. They don't got nothing. They just out in these clubs doing the same, getting it, building their strength on stage, and they need an opportunity to showcase. And if you ain't got no TV credits, it seems like, you know, it's hard to really, there's no platform for urban comedy.
That's interesting.
Could you see yourself on Wildin' Out?
I could see myself on there, but you know, for me, I wouldn't go audition for that now. Like I would love, I was there when they first filmed the pilot episode at the Comedy Union in LA. I was there for the pilot episode that Nick Cannon filmed for Wildin' Out. And I would love it. It's giving people, but for what it's done for people like DC Young Fly and some other characters, like I just think it's becoming like just watered. Like it's just like cool. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's work, and I think anybody that gets on there is blessed to be on there, and I pray, you know, an opportunity to build their brand. So any Black show that's helping Black people move forward in their career and their dreams, I'm all for it. So if I had an opportunity to get on it, I would. But yeah,
I look at Wildin' Out as being this generation's Living Color without the Fly Girls.
No, I do not agree with that.
I got
to be honest with you.
Without the Fly Girls.
Mom, can I see your charger?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No problem.
It's all good.
I'm on
Big
this
shout
interview.
out
I'm
to
going to be off. Brandon, you all right? Okay, thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into the Real 360 show with our special guest, Barry Brewer, intelligent.
This is real life.
Young man.
Oh, this is real life right here.
You know, this is live and direct. I appreciate all the comments coming in, and we having a good time. So again, enjoy, sit back, cool out a little bit, enjoy a little riff if you got it.
I'm gonna tell you like this here, like all week, we shoot the fly out. We shooting the fly out. They're like, do y'all really got him? Y'all really got him on y'all podcast? Is he coming on? Is you talking about the guy from Bros? From, you know what I mean, the sketch comedy, the whole week been getting hit like that. Like I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? This has been in a few months in the making. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this, when I say this has been really anticipated by our followers, our listeners, and our viewers, you have a support that maybe you don't even know.
I
Like
don't.
a
I
lot
don't.
of people look to you for a lot of things, and they don't realize like you're not just one dimensional. When it comes down to entertainment, you're not one dimensional for us comedy, stand up. They don't realize that you're a singer, music producer, you produce music, all these different things. Like
Thank
they
you.
don't, we wanted to touch on some of that, let them know that you have music, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Where can they find your music, your title, how long you've been singing? What was
What
your first?
instruments? What
What was
instruments
your
you
yeah.
Yes. So I play. Started off on the drums. I play the saxophone and I play piano. Yeah.
play? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
um, I've been singing since I was in church. Since I was younger. Um, I've been a strong believer just as it relates to church, and God's gifted me with a lot of gifts that I didn't know early on. I kind of start to evolve and find my gifts as a grown man, to be honest with you. And I just try to do all that God's gifted me to do, man. Not leave nothing on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can do it, then I want to do it. Obviously, it's in me for a reason. So I did a record. I did an album called Villain Hero, and I did another album before that one called Conquer Goliath. Conquer Goliath is both of these albums is on both all platforms. It's on Tidal, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on YouTube as well, so you can find it. The first album was called Conquer Goliath. This was a album that I wanted to do to be inspirational. Like I was listening to a song by Drake one day, and I was just like, why we don't got no album that's just inspirational, that kind of got a vibe like that? Like you could just go to the gym and work out and be motivated and be encouraged when you're chasing your dreams or you're trying to go after something, you know what I mean? So that's what Conquer Goliath was. And I was talking about my fears and conquering them. And then I went through something in my life, and that's when it started my second album called Villain Hero. And I discovered no matter how much of a beautiful person you are, you will be the monster in someone's story. And so that's where that album came from. And so that's on all platforms as well. And Villain Hero. So yeah, man, I try to just express my gifts. I love producing music, man. I'm a big fan of songwriting and just instrumentation. Go back to Michael Days, to Brandy Full Moon, Rodney Jerkins, people like that. Like I really have had a great influence of listening to them. I'm a big fan of Kanye West as it relates to creatively creating songs, bringing them together, just being really creative. So
But not the boots. It's not the boots. Not the trash man boots, is it?
who?
The boots, not the boots though. Not the creative boots that he wear. Just the
Who?
music.
Kanye?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, them boots is weird. I agree, bro. Hey, if that's what creates you them records, then I'm gonna wear them boots. I'm gonna put the boots on. If that's what getting the juices flowing, give me the boots.
Let me ask you this: as a comedian, what books would you say you have read that may have given you some influences to either add into your comedy sketches or your stand-up, and or even towards your acting? Is there certain books that you turn to? Like a lot of people say, oh, I read Shakespeare and some of the other plays, So what about you? What is it that Barry Brewer will sit down, and what type of book will Barry check into?
That's a great question. I've read nothing as it relates to acting.
Okay.
I really learned something early on in acting. I'm sure all the thespians and theater people would be offended. But for me, acting is just authenticity. It's about being authentic. I think that's what good acting is. I don't think it's this deep philosophy that some people may have made it to be. I think when you okay, baby. My wife said I got 5 minutes. I gotta go.
No worries.
Um, yes, authenticity. But the things I have read, I listen to a lot of in motivation. I listen to a lot of Miles Monroe. I listen to a lot of Eric Thomas. I listen to I have read a book I was reading. I read that Dwayne Wade's book that he wrote. I read this book called Don't Sweat the Little Things, the small things. Don't sweat the small things. I read that. Yeah, it's a very short book, but it helps me put life into perspective and to really focus on what I can control and just different parts of myself that I want to always keep working on. But as it relates to comedy, I truly have just studied Martin Lawrence early on in my life, Jamie Foxx, for stand up and his acting and how strong he is. I'm a visual learner. So I've truly studied the greats in front of me and asked myself, what is it about that or this piece of content or this piece of work or this particular actor that made me feel a way, right? In the scene, when you're watching a scene, I'm like, why am I so, you know what I mean? And I've reduced it down to it's the authenticity of the moment that really brings you into anything. So as it relates to my acting, that's what I really pull on more than anything. And as it relates to comedy, I truly just search the funny in me, right? It's the relatability and finding what's funny and what connects with the audience. But that's true in me. So not just trying to say or do something that makes the audience laugh, but finding out, hey, what's funny to me and how can I relate?
Something happened?
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
I'm sorry, so a call had came in, so forgive me. But how can I relate that to the audience? What's funny to me? How can I make that relatable to the audience? So that's what I'm doing.
I know that you have Motivational Mondays, and
yes, sir.
You reach out and you try to inspire individuals. How much of your upbringing in Chicago inspires you to give back in that fashion?
Oh man, I would say Chicago is 100% responsible for that, man. I think coming up how I did, not having much and seeing poverty, seeing homelessness, seeing drugs, going through a lot in my childhood has always, I always felt like the underdog in every aspect of my life. And as God has truly blessed me, because that's all it is, with my gifts and the opportunities to showcase my gifts, I just don't ever want to forget that kid who wanted to be something more than what he saw and what he was around and what seemed to be impossible. To look at myself on TV, you all, it's like, it's a dream. It's a dream, man. It's a dream and it's a blessing. And so I try to remember wanting and desiring that, because sometimes you can get to a place and you forget what it was to wish for this thing that you have now. You know what I mean? You remember when you really wanted to drive? When you was young, you couldn't wait to drive. Like, that was like the most exciting thing ever. You're like, bro, I can't wait to just hop in a car and pull off. Like, oh, I can't wait. And then you got a car and you got older and you just kind of started to take it for granted. So now you just jump in the car and you don't even think how dope it is. Like, remember when I couldn't get in the car? Remember we had to get on bus? Like, we had no license. Like, I could just pull up. You know what I'm saying? So I try to take the moment to really like remember when. And so when I say that giving back is me remembering who I was and hoping that someone in a better position that would care enough about who they used to be and what they desired and dreamed of would give back to say, hey, I wish somebody helped me. I wish somebody gave me some information that would have, I could have dodged this bullet in life or this thing in my career, or helped me in some way, in shape or form, that I could get to more, greater in my life. You know what I mean? So that's what makes me give back, man. It's really about, I think like this, and it's kind of weird. I say it all the time, but when I leave here and my time is up, I want to be remembered more than I made you laugh and I entertained you. I pray that I done and said something that helps your life to be greater, even when I'm not here. You get what I'm saying? Is that an applause?
That's an applause.
Yes. You don't want the bomb, do you?
What?
Our audience, our own natural in-home studio audience,
I love it. Hilarious.
I know that you have very limited time right now, but I wanted to ask you to tell our audience where can they see you, what things that you have going on for as your stand-up, your TV shows, your music. Just let them know where they can find Mr. Barry Brewer Jr.
Yes, sir. First of all, before I give my tags and everywhere you can find me, thank you all so much for your patience. Thank you for allowing me on your platform, man. I'm appreciative and grateful for anybody that's seeking for me to be on and try to do as much as I can. But thank you, man. Please keep going. Please keep doing what you're doing. Please don't despise small beginnings. Stay with it, bro. Stay with it. Stay with it. I'm telling you, dreams come true. So whatever you envision for this and whatever you see, the biggest thing, bro, is so obtainable. It's closer than you even can imagine. You get what I'm saying? So I wanted to share that with you both.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. And I mean from real. I'm Barry Brewer Jr. on everything. Barry with an A, Barry Brewer Jr. on all social media. And if you want to check out my website, it's iambarrybrewer.com. iambarrybrewer.com. And I'm on an amazing show, blessed to be on a show called Tyler Perry's Bruh. That's on BT Plus, and it's come on the actual network on BT on Tuesday nights.
Why you had to be the shortest one, man? Are you?
I'm 5'10". Let's just be clear. I'm actually not short. Them niggas is tall. That's what that is. I'm normal. Them niggas is giants. There's a difference.
I'm 5'10" too. I'm just
they're the exceptions. I'm regular. You know what I mean?
It's a dynamite show, man. I enjoy watching it. And I think the whole cast that is put together, everybody gels great, man.
Thank you.
Your part is so realistic to a lot of us in many different ways, which we ain't gonna talk about, but it resonates. You know, and
Mr. Tyler Perry,
blessings to you, blessings to Tyler Perry in the show. And
don't wear one of them Tyler Perry wigs. Don't put them Tyler Perry wigs on.
Yeah.
We need to say that conversation for another day because I want to say this. Let me just say this before I get off. I gotta go. I want to say this. I really want to say this. And before it became a thing from In Living Color, from the Martin Lawrence show when he did Shanae, he did his mama, even way back before that, Black people and Black male comedians have come up in very traditional homes where they've seen their grandma or their mother or their aunties, and they were funny. And if they were a comedian, they turned to comedian, they emulate them. They would imitate them. And it was funny. So this theory that you're dismasculating yourself when you decide you want to do a character that you correlate or you connect with or you think is funny is, I think it's a misconception, right? Like my son knows I'm a man, but if I do a character, it's a character. This is entertainment. This is dismasculating me like I'm a man first. Right. This is me doing a character. So I just want us as a culture to understand the difference between entertainment. Whatever character I'm playing on TV, whether I have a wig on or not, that's not who I am. I'm not.
No. By no means I'm talking about that type of wig. I'm talking about them Afro wigs. The ones that need to shape up.
Oh, you're dumb. I'm about to get off. But I wanted to speak on that. But I did want to speak on that openly because I don't get an opportunity to really speak on the comedy thing. I see people like saying things in the media like, "Oh, you don't wear a wig." It's like, do what you, if you're okay with it. If you're okay with it, that's your. Now, don't do it. Don't let nobody force you doing something that you're not comfortable with for $1 or for an opportunity. I don't agree with that. But if you would do that because you would want to do that you think that's entertaining to the people and they love it, by all means, do that. You know what I mean? Right. I think that's the difference. Like when you're making somebody do something that they really don't want to do and they feel like they have to do it for an opportunity, that's the problem. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to speak to that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Last question and we out.
Question. Okay.
No, he got to go, man. His wife gonna kill him, dog.
I got you.
You
On
got
a
him?
scale of 1 to 10, how funny is Barry Brewer Jr. to you?
A 10.
Hey. All right.
I ain't never gonna hesitate on that. Like I told my son he hooping. I was like, if LeBron James, and that's my favorite player, by the way, walk in the gym like you can't beat me, I'm never gonna not think I can't. I'm gonna go in with the mentality that I can win.
There you
Right.
go.
So I'm confident that I'm funny, but I know I'm funny because I'm more honest with myself, and I know the God gifted me with it. So yeah, like it's like a boxer. Like I can get in the ring with anybody. Dave, any of them, Kev, any of them.
And give him the smoke. You heard him right here. Real, give him the smoke.
All day.
All day.
In respect. All respect to them all. But yeah, I'm confident in the gift I've get.
All respect to all the comedians out there. But if you grab the mic with Barry Brewer, you're getting the smoke.
All day.
Well, once again, Brother Barry Brewer Jr., listen, on behalf of myself and my co-host, we always like to make sure everybody knows that who comes upon us, even though we call you a guest, you are at home. We can officially present this as your second home away from home on any platform. If you have anything you want and want to come on again, no problem. You know how to get in contact with us. We would love to see you again. We would love to have you, and maybe we can get some other your partners to come along with you too, man. It's a family affair here. So you are home on the Real 360, bro.
And want to thank you for being down to earth, a real dude, you know what I mean, for even stepping on the platform, because like you said, we are up and coming. But just want to say thank you for stepping up and being a real dude and being a part of our show. And we appreciate it. And we're definitely going to support whatever you got going on. And
thank your wife for letting you stay on this little bit longer. Please thank your wife.
Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
We gotta go. Hey, it was been my pleasure. Thank you again for having me. God bless, man.
Appreciate
Peace,
you.
No doubt.
Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great show with Barry Brewer Jr. And like I said, we bring you the real. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of many that we're going to bring, you know what I'm saying, on Real 360, Liveation Radio Network. Man, what a way to end the weekend, right, bro?
Oh man, with joy and laughter and fun. Yeah, I think I'm funny. You think you're funny?
Yeah, I know it. I got some jokes.
I think we can do a versus.
Hey, I think we got some jokes.
I think we got it. I think we can get each other. I think I can get you.
Right. Got some jokes.
Yeah. Yo, man, dynamic, man. Dynamic. And once again, shout out to our fans, followers, subscribers. Thank you all, because you are all making this possible for us to bring the goods that we do. So I salute you all as well, and continue to support us in every way. And if, again, you can hit us up, realreal360@gmail.com. Hit us on the horn, 336-807-9299. You can hit us anytime. You know what I'm saying? We're open. We'll be glad to book you on the show. You know, of course, we expect 500,000, but that's off talk brand. So don't worry about it. This is just all about truth and love and giving back. We hope that what we presented you gives back to the community and flows in the most positive way. Brothers and sisters, unite.
Peace. Yo, I just want to say
chaos. See all the chaos and mayhem, man.
Hold up, Kay. I just want to say it's beautiful to have individuals who are willing to come in to Real 360. We've always said that we would never be in a box. You can never, coin us and say, yo, we do this, we do this. We have entertainers from the music industry. We have political revolutionaries. We have comedians, actors. We have government officials.
That's right.
We touch all bases of the wilderness of North America and the universe. So I want to say, like, thank you for all those who have been following us and keeping up with us, because we try to give y'all the best that we got on every show. You know what I'm saying?
Cute. Salute.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, G, you know what it is, because you know, this show is family. You know what I'm saying? K is my brother from another, you know, and we step up and we stand out, you know what I'm saying? April 8th, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in Fayetteville. We can't not promote that. We'll be in Fayetteville.
Absolutely.
And
come check us.
Go ahead, Lord.
Yeah, come check us out April 8th down at the American Legion off of Ramsey Street. What is prepared for y'all there is a dynamic show. Old school music, new school music, supreme artists all around. We got the loveliest Karma, Pastor Troy, just to name a few. BMQ, that's Brother Marquise, a 2 Live crew will be in the building. Numerous amounts of people will be there to showcase their talent.
You can't leave out
Lady
Miss
of
Pat,
Soul.
man.
You know, gotta give a shout out to Miss Pat, Lady of Soul. Listen, she's on a joint with me. I love her. Thank you very much for doing so. And looking forward to having that come out soon. And let's just have fun, people. You know, Real to Real 360. We will be there. If you want us there, just get in touch with us anytime. Nothing is too little and nothing is too big for us to handle and come and support when it comes to our community. You know what I mean? So, you know, we've been on here now about 51, 52 minutes. You know, we usually go into the hour time, but I'm all good. And like, again, salute to everybody on our air that's watching us and everything. To all YouTube subscribers, Spotify listeners, iHeart, all radio platforms.
Make sure y'all share it. Make sure y'all share that YouTube.
Yes, because listen, this is the only place you're going to hear all the entire show. You can catch us out on the other joints, but if you want to listen to the full scheme, you got to tune in right here. Once again,
we the best on YouTube right now.
Say it again.
We the best on YouTube right now. You know what I mean? I don't care what name they come in.
Shout out to Liveation Radio Network, DJ Strong, Mr. Extraordinaire, everybody, the Liveation family. You know, nothing but love. This is the Real 360 show. Nothing but the best, man. What we do and strive each and every day. So we love your comments. You know, the criticism as long as we take it and we give it back all in love. So we got some upcoming events. We're going to bring back some more medical and health condition shows dealing with the mental as well as the physical. So stay tuned for some of those. We're going to have some good people come aboard and share their expertise in those fields. All right. And if you have questions, hit us up. You know where to go. I'm
DJ man. Go ahead and take us out of here, man.
Yeah, baby. We're going to do a little something like this here. You know.
Thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing, and tell a friend and keep sharing, because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ KY, my brother, take us up out of here, son. Hey.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of God, to all the human family, I say, you are subscribed to those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come. The man, woman, and child of the you and I first. It's not for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the real 360. We bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe, so we continue to grow to bring more knowledge and real. Upon our show, you make it possible for us to do what we do. Now it's time I end it just the way I bring it.